Good day, we are back again, focused on statistics. So you can watch this thing if you want to understand the basic concepts of statistics. So in statistics, so specifically in statistics is the study of data. We are studying about the data, right? Not the data for social media and stuff, the data that you buy in your SIM card. Nah, data. You will understand what is data according to the maths. So let's talk about the population first. So in statistics, we are the data refers to what we record from the population. For example, we can take a data as like marks of math test in a class. So that's the data. We record the marks. It's our data. So let's look at a population. So let's specifically focus on South Africa since we are in South Africa. So when looking at the population of South Africa, there are a lot of people in South Africa. So if we say we want to estimate how many females and males do we have in South Africa, what percentage of females do we have in the population of South Africa? So obviously, it's gonna be hard for us to calculate, to estimate the. Remember, in statistics, we are estimating. That's not the exact value, but we are estimating. It's ample the exact value. So be careful. So by looking at the population of South Africa, we know that there are a lot of people here. So this means if you want to calculate the percentage of female people in South Africa, we must take what we call a sample. So a sample, we are saying a sample is a subset of a population. In maths notation, you can say sample is a subset of population. So sample is a subset of population. What does this mean? This means that a sample is like maybe we are going to take Gauteng. We are going to focus specifically on Gauteng because we know, according to the information that we have, we know that Gauteng is a province that has the highest population. Like there are a lot of people there, right? So we can just focus on Gauteng province specifically and use it to estimate the percentage. So this means that we are not going to focus on the population of South Africa as a whole, but then we are going to focus on a specific province in Gauteng, which means that that province is a subset. Meaning, for example, the whole population, like the population of Gauteng, is there in the population of South Africa, right? Because the population of South Africa includes the population of all provinces, right? So if we are taking off Gauteng only, this means that we are taking a subset, a portion, like say a certain percentage in the total population of South Africa. So that is what we call sample. So basically in statistics, we'll be focusing on sample because it's hard to just use a population because a population involves a lot of individuals, right? So in statistics, we have types of data, right? We have what you call ungrouped data and grouped data. So these are two different types of data, ungrouped data and grouped data. So in ungrouped data, we can just say we are focusing on what? On, how can I put these things? Exact. Let's look at the maths test marks. Exact marks, right? We are looking at the exact marks for what? For each individual. So in an ungrouped data, we can see that this person got 73%, this person got 63%, right? But then in a grouped data, this is grouped. We use intervals. So we are going to find intervals, meaning you can't find the exact mark of an individual, but then you can find the range. Remember, interval notation is going to give you the range. For example, we can just say let x represent our individuals, right? So we can say let x represent our marks, right? We can say between 90 and 100. How many individuals? 10 individuals. So you don't know which mark did these 10 individuals get. You don't know the exact mark, but you know the range. That is what we call group data. We group them according to their performance. But then in ungrouped data, we are just focusing on individual marks. Maybe they are going to say, hey, this one got 9, this one got 70, this one got 63. Like, they give you individual marks. Okay, so let's focus on ungrouped data for now. So let's focus on ungrouped data, right? So when focusing on ungrouped data, always the first thing before you can answer statistical problems, always rearrange your data, right? You can just put it in ascending order. You must just rearrange your data in ascending order. So that means you must arrange it from smallest to biggest, right? So for example, obviously they can give you a data saying the first individual got 3, the second individual got 99%, the third one got 64%. So you must rearrange it. Start with the 3, then 64, then 99 after. You can't just say 3, 99, 64. That's not in order. So you must put your data in ascending order. That's the first thing before you can tackle your questions, right? So we have what you call the mean, which is the sample mean. We have what you call the mean. The mean. So the mean is represented by x bar. So you can find this thing using a calculator, but we'll look at that thing on a later stage. So the mean is what we call x bar, right? So the mean is sum of x over n. So sum of x means that you are going to add all your individual marks, your marks per person. Remember, we are in ungrouped data, so we have exact marks. So you are going to add those marks. This one got 99, just say 99 plus 64 plus all of them, right? Then n is number of students or participants, the people who you have marks for them. So the owners of those marks, for example. So if we have 15 learners, this means that we are going to have 15 scripts having marks. So at the top, we are going to add the marks. At the bottom, we are going to write the total number of students, right? So that is what we call our mean. Ne? Then let's look at the median. So the median is simply means the middle number, the middle mark. So you'll only find the middle mark if you rearrange your data in ascending order. So that's when you'll be able to see the middle mark, right? So the median, we have the formula for the position. We have the formula for the position, right? So this formula gives you the position, right? Not the exact mark, it gives you the position. So the median, we call it Q2, right? It's quartile 2. Q stands for quartile, right? So be careful in that one. So we have Q2, which is our median. So we are saying the formula is 50% into n plus 1. This is for ungrouped data, right? Which means 50% is 1 over 2 into n plus 1. Be careful. This formula gives you what? The position. Because n is the number of your students, meaning you are going to look at the position. This thing is going to give you the position, right? Then if you find that Q2 is 5, it gives you 5, this formula gives you 5, you're going to conclude, and therefore Q2 is, then you go and find the mark that is in position 5 and write that mark, maybe 73%, for example, right? Okay, so now before we can move on, we have the minimum and the maximum. So we know the minimum is the lowest mark in that case, right? And the maximum is the highest mark, right? And from the minimum and the maximum, we have what you call the range. So the range is what? Is simply the maximum minus the minimum. The range is the maximum subtract the minimum, right? So that is our range. Ne? Then we have what you call the mode. So this is, we can just say the mode is the most repeating or the most frequent or appearing mark, right? So for example, if we have two students who got 73, that is our mode because 73 is repeating. There are two people who got 73. You understand? So if each and every student got a unique mark, right? This means that we don't have the mode. But if we have the mark that is repeated twice, that means we have the mode. For example, let's look at an example. So in the mean, okay, let me clarify something. In the median, specifically. So when looking at the median, when calculating the median, you can find the position being 5,5. So if you found the position being 5,5 when calculating the median, you must be careful in that one. Let's say you find the position being 5,5 because we have 1 over 2. Maybe your n was an even number. If your n is even numbered, obviously you are going to find 5, right? Okay. So if your n was 10, you're going to find 5,5. So which mark are you going to take? You are going to take the mark, 2 marks. You're going to take 2 marks. The mark that is in position 5 and the mark that is in position 6. Because why? 5.5 is between 5 and 6, right? You are going to check if you have 3.5. 3.5 is between 3 and 4. So you are going to take those 2 marks, mark in position 5 plus mark in position 6, and divide by 2. This is positions, right? These are positions, right? So we are going to take the marks, the exact marks that is in position 5 and the exact mark that is in position 6, and divide by 2 and find your Q2. That is will be your Q2 because you got what? A number that includes decimals. So for example, let's calculate what you have already covered. Let's say you are given a data. You have marks for learners. A learner got 50. The other learner got 25, the other learner got 99, the other learner got 23, and the last learner got 76. So the first thing in statistics, before in and group data, before you can start answering question, you must rearrange your data. The lowest is 23, then 25, then 50, then 76, then 99, right? So when calculating the mean is x bar, which is sum of x over n. Our marks is 23 plus 25 plus 50 plus 76 plus 99, right? All over. How many students? We have 5 students. So you are going to take your calculator and punch 23 plus 25 plus 50 plus 76 plus 99 and divide by the number of students total, which is 5. You are going to get 54.6. This is your mean, right? Then looking at the median, which is Q2, quartile 2, we are going to have what? 1 over 2 into n plus 1, right? 1 over 2, what is our n? It's 5 plus 1, which is what? 1 over 2 into 6, which is 3, right? So, therefore, we conclude what will be our Q2. We are going to check what is in position 3. From our arranged data, right? We are dealing with the arranged data. In position 3, we have what? We have 50, meaning our Q2 mark is what? Is 50, right? Okay. So now, we have already covered the mode. So we don't have the mode, right? Because we don't have the repeating mark, right? Mode is none, right? Now the minimum and the maximum. The minimum is 23, the maximum is 99, right? Then from that one, we can calculate our range. Our range will be what? Is maximum minus minimum, which will be 99 minus 23, which is going to be, let's check, 99 minus 23, 76. So our range is 76. Okay, so this was the basic of statistics. Thank you for your time. Bye.